with the maps left.
Yeah, I want to see all 5 games of this packed action. And going into Towers of Doom, one of the key picks of this battleground, especially with MVP Black and Miracle, will be Medivh. Medivh is a pick not really highly prioritized in any region or any specific map, but depending on the style of the team, especially MVP Black, even more when there was Rich. So, and there's Avatar ban from the beginning, right away.
Yep, not ever really seen except on this map, and especially a targeted ban towards Kyocha's Abathur. I imagine he's got the most experience with it, and I like this choice. Reset could play it potentially. That's kind of his role now, but Abathur's a little bit out of the meta. So either way, targeted ban here. Zarya is going to be the choice for Black, it looks like. And Miracle may just grab onto the Falstad. Falstad is really important on this map. So far in the series, we've seen Dragon, Sky, and BOE. Of these 3 maps, Falstad was banned on Dragon and Sky because of his strength there. And, well, not banned, but, you know, removed and prioritized. On this map, I feel like it's definitely a really strong consideration. They could take Malfurion again, but I feel like what Falstad gives you on this map in terms of being able to control altar channeling and soaking, pushing bell towers, it's just stronger than what Malfurion could do for you.
Yep, that is correct. And as MVP Miracle has the first pick, they can either choose, as you said, Falstad, or even go with Varian this time. I was more expecting with Malfurion first pick, but also a good choice. There is also Ragnaros available.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of Ragnaros in this series. It's been removed, or in the last match that we had on Sky, just completely ignored by MVP Black, perhaps because Kocha doesn't feel comfortable on the hero currently. But with Falstad available here and Malfurion, that could be the way. Could also just be the Malfurion Ragnaros commitment that we've seen so many times already. So there's both of those options available to Black right now. I think Malfurion is kind of a must in this rotation with the removal of Varian, and there's no reason to prioritize Vala this highly right now, and not especially on this map.
And also poking heroes like Li Ming, as we saw right before Sergeant Hammer, even not the highest on the list, but also Tychus are really great against stopping the channeling, of course.
Wow, okay. Just going to leave both of them out. The heroes I was talking about being must picks. No priority on Falstad. No priority on the Malfurion. He's going really low into this draft. They want Zeratul. They want to control this hero. They want to be able to control the Void Prison, harassment, poke, mobility, extra soak. And you take that away from Honkono. So it's something that Honkono tried to change the game with last time. He nearly did with a great Void Prison under core.
Yeah, with Varian, they can also go for the Haka here, as Honkono seems pretty comfortable and they need a global just in case Black end up picking Falstad later on to the draft. Picking a global seems to be the right choice here.
It feels like perhaps Black is really just trying to get Kocha's hero picked early. Perhaps he's not quite at a matchup at this high level fully adjusted to this role. So they wanted to get the Zeratul in super fast. Malfurion gets into this rotation and they're going to have Dahaka, so Miracle's set in terms of melee. They've got the Malf. And for Black, it's a tough ban here. It's probably going to be towards range damage. Li Ming is something they're definitely still considering themselves in the next rotation, but they're going to take it away. Oh, it's either going to be Li Ming or the Vala. I think Li Ming is stronger here because of her poke, but they have consistently banned the Vala instead.
Yeah, Vala and Tassadar is available, so with that Dahaka pickup, they're just gonna ban out Falstad, just banning out all the global possibility. But with that, I think ETC is a very likely choice for Black.
I think we're going to see ETC in some pairing of perhaps Gul'dan for his wave clear, his pressure in the lanes, his poke, or maybe Sergeant Hammer for similar reasons, especially in terms of the siege potential on the towers like we saw in the previous map. So going to be Ragnaros, though. Finally, we're seeing it. Going to have to see who plays it here. It's probably going to be Sake again, so that might mean that we have only one range damage in terms of main damage here, Tychus being the case. And I think grab ETC here. Yeah, leave the support for the 5th pick, respond to what you see.
And very likely to be just Karazim at the very end to soft counter variant later on into the game. They need to reveal what they are actually going to be. They can also try Tassadar Tracer again if they really want to go all the way in, which did not work last game, but maybe it will this game.
Black has semi-global, and they have a lot of pressure, but they have no poke for the altars. That's my concern with what they have. Dahaka is a real global. They have Malfurion's poke as well. They have Li Ming. That was not denied earlier, and Hammer is taken here too. I really actually prefer the draft of Miracle a lot right now for the map. They have lane pressure, altar pressure, poking for altars. The global is going to make it so difficult for Black to actually get an advantage in altars. I think the Karazim is, as you said, the likely lock-in here. They're giving some consideration to the Rhaegar right now, and I guess you could maybe make an argument for Morales, but I think they're really just kind of trying to think about, they want to take this 40 seconds they've got left to think about how their level 1 plans will go. No way!
Uther just to secure that Mosh? I'm not so sure on that pick, but it is Uther for sure. As we see on the screen, I can't believe my eyes.
Feels desperate, man. It's 0-1 in this tournament so far, only played by Tempest one time. MVP Black's going to try to make this work. I had doubts about their draft, and after seeing the Uther pick, I have bigger doubts. Will we see MVP Miracle with a more standard draft for the map take us to a 5th game, or is MVP Black going to close it out? Let's find out right now on Towers of Doom. In blue, on match point, MVP Black. Sake once more on Ragnaros, reset on Tychus, Tist on ETC, Kyocha on Zeratul, and Meride on, that's right, Uther.
MVP Miracle, Honkona on the Haka, Dami on Varian, Sniper on Sergeant Hammer, Crazy Moving on Li Ming, Darvish on Malfurion.
That's real.
It is real. It is Uther on MVP Black. How long has it been that we saw an MVP Meride playing on Uther?
It's the ghost of Amoeba. It's the ghost
yes,
of
it is.
It's the ghost of Amoeba. Only hardcore Korea era fans will get that reference.
Yeah, we miss Uther.
I miss him. Well,
yep, there it is. Uther, it is coming out from MVP Black, and
he's gonna go region master, so he's not gonna do anything too crazy to start things off. There was the recent addition of armor to Uther in this current Valera patch, so as I famously said last time, he's got that going for him. The key here is the Divine Shield Mosh Pit, as you were talking about, which was an old combo that died along with Mosh Pit's viability. If they're going to go for Mosh Pit here, even with the Divine Shield, keep in mind that means they still won't have a global, and that's another trade-off with this decision. They lose mobility. Uther has no mobility, no escapes, and he's bound by his long cooldown and his range on his burst heals.
And this is not likely, but okay, good kill there. Tisk can actually go stage dive, and Uther will go storm into that Void Prison. Not likely, but a possibility. We did see that coming out from NA, I think once or twice this season.
I mean, we've seen it in the past as well, like in the alpha, okay? I mean, Uther used to be able to use Divine Storm in ghost form in his spirit. That's not how he works anymore. He's been reworked for quite some time. The poke here, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's no pressure on the towers for Black. They can get kills, and they've gotten 2, but it still doesn't relieve the pressure. Well, if they get 3, then it definitely will, and actually that's going to be the case. The sniper is stuck here.
Very nice bait by Meride. He almost gets taken out with that orb and missiles coming out from Li Ming. But of course, if you see an Uther out of position, you really want to kill right there, which was very well done with Meride, just having that burst heal to sustain himself. Miracle did fall into that trap for a second.
Well, Protective Shield is going to help keep Zeratul alive, as that is the old piano Uther build. Let's see how well Black does against the globals here of MVP Miracle with Honkono coming in. They already channel 1, and in fact, it looks like they're going to get 2.
And very low. I think he's gonna go down. Yes, he does. He was a little bit out of position. Wait, not too aggressive, but it was just power sliding in at the right moment, and that's gonna give that altar to MVP Black.
Didn't actually see where Dahaka was during that moment as to why that happened. As Reset gets killed here, Crazy Moving is going to pop off. Kyocha walks back in for who knows what reason, and that's actually going to cost him maybe his life. Down to got to be less than 50 hit points there. The protective shield wasted at least, but...
and we also saw the power of Uther. Burst heal right there. If it was Malfurion, well, Zeratul dead 100%, but that was burst heal. Of course, had some cooldown. Used lots of mana, so in a long team fight, that's not really the best heal you want. You want the sustain like Malfurion, of course, but that kind of burst heal saves lives, just like that.
Yeah, just like C-pills. Always wear them. Be careful out there getting that taxi.
Yeah, that happens.
Level 7 on the horizon here for Black with that exchange. They have been able to outlane Miracle in general. The bot lane is the exception here, but they're leading in EXP. Gonna trade a altar wall for an altar wall here. Miracle trying to get on that even talent here right now. Pushing in, gonna actually win the Sapper War. Is Black actually? They're losing the lane pressure, but their Sappers are actually healthier because Uther heals minions with his Radiance. As Honkono is actually pressured a lot here, but he's going to go for the grab here. Unfortunately, the keep does not hit Sake, so he's not going to have the slow and will get out. Might have been a different story if he had been hit.
There were enough minions, too many minions getting hit by that fort and the tower next to it. So Sake just walks out healthy.
Okay, so let's see what happens this time. Only a level ahead is MVP Black. And Miracle, with the comp they have in the global, you would think they would try to invade the altar in order to gain 2 here. They have poke to delay as well, so they can kind of poke while semi-invading MVP Black's altar, channel their own, and then come in as 5. That's exactly what they're going to do here, coming in. Already Crazy Moving taking a lot of damage, though, and so is Varian. Dami, can he get out? No, he cannot. They get the altar, but now they're going to try to poke, I suppose, to wait for that respawn. 15 seconds is a long time, though. Reset just barely gets out here. And Tist is going to get the kill onto Darvish.
And Darvish does go down on Kana, looking to really no follow-up with that on Kana's pick. And they just have to go back soak in lanes that they did lose 2 of their members just now. MVP Black, they had the coordination, they had the right choice. Because MVP Miracle, they were kind of forced to go around that wall in the middle.
Tist's positioning really made it so. They couldn't actually drop those magic missiles and orbs to slow this down. They couldn't get in Moonfire range even to deny that channel, and they overextended trying to force the issue, and they got punished though. So it's a 1-1 on the altars for this exchange, and they're going to get 2 camps as a result. They're going to get level 10 first. Miracle's soaking as best as they can on all 3 lanes, but the fact of the matter is they're just going to be down heroics for the next engage that we have, and might even be MVP Black trying to force down a bell tower. They're going to go over here and try to steal the Sapper, so they're going to have 6 Sappers in the bot lane to really heavily pressure, just like we saw on BOE. The bot fort, they're going to try to control this. And when you take a bell tower on this map, it gives you such an amount of pressure that can't really even be described with the English language. It's like so significant if you can get this early on, and they're going for it. They have that 10 advantage.
And Dahaka hasn't been soaking too well with that global presence until now, and it looks like it's going to start just now. And Sake does go up to actually catch on that EXP. But Miracle, they should have been using that from the beginning, which they really could not too much. And that's really, they have really trapped themselves into a situation. They just hit 10, but they're already behind when they should be leading in EXP.
Yeah, Miracle is now going to have this buffer on this bell tower against them. And unfortunately, it just misses the wave. Okay, let's see, the wave does get aggroed there. They miss this wave, or rather, they're going to have this wave here, but the tower is buffering, which is going to give them time, MVP Black time to take this boss and take the altar. And it looks like they channel it with 4. Tis wasn't able to get it while they still had the 5th bell tower, unfortunately. But even still, they get 8 in total with the boss and the bell tower. That gives them a 12 hit point lead on the core. And Miracle, they're even on talent tiers now. They lost that bell tower. They need to swing this game around because I did not expect this map to go so one-sided, but so far that's been the case. And ooh, Tist Gonna come in here, try to aggro Sniper into the bell tower. He does. He's taunting him here. They're actually gonna try to blow up Tist instead. He's got the bell tower to defend him, but it's not enough. No one else is here. But meanwhile, this top bell tower is gonna go down. A kill for a bell tower. I think that Miracle is gonna be a little bit unhappy with that trade, but they do get the bell tower of their own.
I think this is a fair trade.
Yeah,
Pretty good
actually,
for
with
Miracle,
the fact that they get that and no one rotates down, absolutely.
And they also have Daka who can rotate down if he wants to. So, and Black taking this camp seems to be the right choice at the moment, because they're pushing. They want to go all in on this top. They want to do some more damage onto the core.
Yeah.
Only one right now is Dehaka, but Li Ming is coming for help as their wave is already so far pushed.
This is the real reason why Black wins out here. With the talent tier advantage they have and the positional advantage on that neutral sapper camp, they're going to get 3 core shots here, forcing Miracle down to 17. They nearly double it. Miracle is going to try to steal this and do their own escort mission. Unfortunately, they're so slow on this that Black has time to rotate down and try to deny this. They're not going to have the bell tower back yet, but they should be able to stop the escort. Alter spawns, though, at a really lucky time here for Miracle because they have this pressure with the sappers that are going to allow them to rotate back and channel those altars in 17 seconds. Black clearing this as quickly as they can. Miracle actually really pushing the issue. Are not going to send anyone back to the altars just yet. 10 seconds left to go on that spawn.
And also Sapper is really pushing, but they're almost all taken out right now. Going towards that line, they can actually turn into some damage over the core. It looks like they're gonna go ahead and channel this instead. Dami onto the chase. Great job stopping that channel.
Darvish is gonna get this bottom one though. They're actually gonna take 4 shots with this. Can they get both? It's gonna be tough. They need picks here in order to make it work. Sniper is very low. It's gonna make it tough. He's trying to rejoin his teammates. Here's a Divine Shield. And it's actually stage dive, so no mosh, it's just straight Divine Shield here for MV Black. I was wondering why I haven't really seen that attempt. It's because he went stage dive. Darvish gets the silence here, but it's not enough to stop Kocha from getting the pick. 2 down here for MVP Miracle, and this is disastrous. Make it 3. Stage dive coming in. It was canceled earlier, and so it's off cooldown now. 4 kills means they can get a bell tower to take 5 shots on this altar.
They're gonna stall some time. They're gonna shoot the channel after they take this bell tower, of course. But Dehaka has been soaking up top a little bit. I don't know how much HP that top right bell tower actually has. Let's see if they can actually get it before.
It's gonna be close, actually. Let's see. Yep, just 4. So nicely done there.
Close.
They get an extra health from this and even up bell towers. It's 3-3 currently. But Miracle now going to have to defend this sapper push towards the bot to make sure they don't lose that bell tower. And Black is just always 1 step ahead in this game since the beginning and doubling the core health, 26-13 right now. Sniper doing what he can to poke this down, to stop this from crashing into the bell tower. Going to get the last sapper there, so they save the bell tower for now.
Crazy moving in a front line position. He wants to do all the damage possible, even take that aggro. He's really trying to defend that bell tower, and Dehaka has been soaking some, and Black did lose some EXP, but their Miracle is still a talent down, so all they can do is defend, not really engage. That's not their option, not yet at the moment.
Yeah, the soak that they got with Dehaka in the top lane is not enough to get them 16 yet. They're not going to have it in time for the next altar phase either, so they're just doing what they can, these little things. I think the most important thing for Miracle is to not lose this bell tower right now. And so far they've been successful, but for how much longer is not really clear, as MVP Black is now going to 4-man commit. You see the rotation down from ETC as well. He's actually soaking in the mid lane, and he could power stage dive, I should say. Power stage dive.
And then they can also rotate to the mid bell tower and try to focus on that one also. ETC really pressing hard on that mid lane while Dehaka is soaking up a little bit more EXP, but it's just himself soaking up from the top. And
the longer this goes on, the better it is for the Dehaka soak, but they're going to lose this bell tower finally here. That means no more protection for MVP Miracle. Kocha commits in. Void Prison's there. Saki's going to line this up with the stun, the Spheric Smash. Look at how quickly Sergeant Hammer is dead. It's going to be 2 picks there with Varian dead as well. And this looks to be a tragic situation now 3 bell towers will in the game if they can get all 3 of them. Long respawn timers for Miracle. Black looks to end the game here. Not to mention the boss is also available, so just 2 will be enough to end the game on boss. Miracle is going to have to quite literally pull off an MVP Miracle here in order to take this win. 2 channels already, looking for the 3rd as well. Darfish wants to deny that 3rd channel. He cannot do it. 1, 2, and 3 will be the channels to end the game here. MVP Black with a hard-fought win. It was not easy. It was their toughest win yet in this tournament, but they will win it 3-1 against their sister team, MVP Miracle.
With an Uther pick from Merryday, what a great positioning, keeping their teammate alive. They really pushed on their macro not from the beginning, but Miracle is the one that actually lost the rotation fight, and Black really pressured all of their lanes super hard, and Miracle really couldn't bring it back at the end.
Really unfortunate for Miracle to take a loss at this stage of the tournament, currently in 6th place, down towards the bottom. And if the standings didn't show a large gap between these two teams in terms of skill, the 3-1 victory definitely makes you